All right, I'm a little bit excited, I'm going to admit, because we're doing something a little different here on Urban Update. You're still watching on Urban Update, and Byron Barnett is still here, but we've decided to change the segment up a little, and I'm going to explain right now. See, on Thursday, September 28th, at the Boston Marriott Hotel in Quincy, 9 distinguished individuals will be inducted into the Massachusetts Broadcasters Hall of Fame at its 11th annual induction and awards luncheon. Now, the Massachusetts Broadcasters Hall of Fame honors the industry's most noteworthy members by commemorating their achievements and contributions to broadcasting by preserving their work for future generations. Now, each year, the Hall of Fame conducts a nomination and selection process to induct a new class. We here at Channel 7 are very proud to announce that our beloved Byron Barnett is among those 9 selected for induction. We do have a list of others that we will put on screen in a little bit. And while we congratulate everyone on that list, we here at Urban Update 1 have this exclusive sit down with our very own Hall of Famer. Welcome to, I don't even have to welcome you, but bienvenidos to Urban Update, Byron.
Well, you know, it really is a great honor. Thank you, Alberto, for having me on the show, I guess. That's what my guests always say to me. It really is an honor to be inducted into the Massachusetts Broadcasters Hall of Fame. And I'm with a great class. There's 9 people total. A lot of folks that people will know, a lot of, well-known broadcasters, Dan Ray, Diane Stern, WBZ Radio, and Jerry Remy. So it's really an honor to be honored by my peers with some great peers as well.
Absolutely. So, all right, so I want to take this golden opportunity to ask you some questions that just to let our viewing audience, because they've grown to see you, but they don't know you the way I know you, okay? So let's start. Where are you from
originally? Tell them everything.
No. But where are you from originally?
From Minneapolis, Minnesota. Everybody knows about the cold winters there, and it is very cold. One thing you have never heard me complain about here in New England is the weather, because after growing up in Minneapolis, the winters here, I have to say, really are child's play.
And you were a sports fan growing up, so I imagine some of the Minneapolis teams and.
Yes, I was a Twins fan, but really a big Vikings fan, and it's kind of like almost a Red Sox curse syndrome after sitting through 4 lost Super Bowls. That's kind of the psychology you have in Minneapolis. It's just tough not to be a Vikings fan after all of that.
All right, so let's take you through the journey. How did you get from Minneapolis all the way to Boston, Massachusetts?
Well, like I said, I grew up in Minneapolis, and I went to the University of Minnesota, and decided to major in journalism. And I started working in Minneapolis. I was a City Hall reporter at KSTP in Minneapolis, and I loved the job there. I loved working in my hometown. But then there were a lot of news wars going on out here in Boston, and I was reading about it from Minneapolis, and I just told my agent, why don't you send my tape out there, and it was kind of interesting because I came here right after this station had been sold, and it was just a lot of upheaval in the market. Tom Ellis, Robin Young, they were the anchors at the team, so I came out here. And
what year was that?
1983.
83.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, woo, that puts it all in perspective. All right, you know what? I want to get a little some personal stuff. I know you're a family man, so let's go with Byron Barnett as a dad and a husband. We have a nice family photo, so I want you to tell folks, who are these good-looking family there?
Well, that's my lovely wife Kathleen and my 3 children, Byron, Kiki, and Parker. Believe me, I couldn't have done this at all without my family. Kathleen has just really been in my corner. I feel kind of bad because I cover these snowstorms, and she's at home, especially when the kids were little, getting snowed in while I'm out there covering everyone else's problems. My kids, they've all been very forgiving of me for missing some of their games and things when I'm traveling on assignments and everything.
I'm sure they're excited for you though too.
Yeah, they are, and they're great kids.
Yeah. And you always talk about your mom too.
Yes, my mother, who's about to turn 93.
Wow.
And she has always been a great example for me, and just her example and her advice have always guided me throughout my whole life, and they still do.
Excellent. Now, what do you do when you're not on television?
Well, I don't have a lot of time when I'm not on TV. This job takes up a lot of time, but I love football, and my sons and I, every Sunday we're getting ready for another Patriots season here. We've started another Patriots season here, so we're going to get in there and have fun with the football games. I like, I'm a history buff. I love history. I love reading about history. I love a good thriller. I just love a good thriller or a good history book. And Also, I love hanging out at Martha's Vineyard. I get there as often as I can.
Let's take a look at, we've got some clips over the years that we've compiled here. So I want to let some of the folks at home share some of it. So let's roll, I guess we have a minute, at least one of several of some of your stuff.
I'm Byron Barnett. On the show today, Boston's Greenfest returns to City Hall Plaza, and we'll have all the details in just a few.
And right there underneath all that plywood is ground zero. That's what's considered to be the crater. That's where the Ryder truck was parked, the truck filled with explosives when it blew up in front of the Federal Building. Underneath the plywood, we're told, is a huge crater, 30 by 8 feet wide, 6 feet deep.
Do you feel that your family feud is ruining the company?
Would you please excuse me so I can go to work?
I'd just like to
Thank
get
you. I have a
everyone's
board,
been wondering.
I have a board meeting to go to. Thank you.
Are you going to sell to your cousin? Can you tell
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I haven't seen the offer.
Is there anything at all you could say, Arthur, to all your customers and all the employees?
After a few minutes in his office, Arthur S. left for his meeting with the board of directors, giving few clues about his intentions.
Could you just, anything at all you want to say to the employees and all your customers? Just anything at all you'd like to say to them? I mean, seriously, honestly, is there anything at all you could just say to them?
All right, so obviously that, you were after him, and we got a little taste of what you've done. But over the years, some of your more memorable assignments.
Well, I've had, there's too many to mention, but, I've interviewed Rosa Parks, and I've interviewed Muhammad Ali in his home out in California. That was a lot of fun. The two of them have passed on, but that interview ended with him boxing with me, and so that was quite a bit. One assignment I had that's really, really memorable is covering the 1986 Challenger disaster. Crystal McAuliffe, the teacher from New Hampshire, she perished in the crash. I got to know her covering it when she was one of 50, and then she became the teacher they picked. We got to be great friends. We had a great time covering her, and I was down there really standing underneath when the shuttle blew up, and it was very, very sad, and something I'll never forget.
Well, Byron, I know that the ceremony's coming up, and I just wanted to wish, there's a lot of folks behind the scenes here that really care about you a lot. I know upstairs, Joan McCready, and I want to congratulate you. Well-deserved honor.
Thank you.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. You absolutely deserve it, and we just wanted to congratulate you today.
Okay, I wanted to say one more thing about, I told you I was a Vikings fan, but I'm also a Patriots fan, and I always tell everyone my dream Super Bowl is the Patriots and the Vikings in the Super Bowl.
Who would you cheer for?
No comment on that.
Okay, with that we'll finish. Thank you, Byron.
I'm not telling anybody that.
Thank you, Byron Barnett, inductee in the Massachusetts Broadcasters Hall of Fame. Okay, when we come back, the first Cape Verdean young lady to hold the USA Ambassador Junior team title. You'll meet her right here on Urban Update.